Yo, what's up, guys? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Tomorrow is the phase 2 launch of Ashes of Creation, which means we are done with phase 1, and I wanted to give my kind of review on Mage. I've been playing Mage. I gotta be close to 1,000. No, I'm probably like 800 hours or so on the Mage, going back from before Alpha 2 and now into Alpha 2. I made a Mage. I'm maining a Mage tomorrow. I love the Mage. I like everything about it. I kind of just wanted to give you my feedback on the Mage, whether that's a dev watching, whether that's someone who's thinking about playing a Mage in the future watching, whether that's someone who's playing a Mage right now and they want to see and compare. And if you are, please leave a comment and let me know what you think about the Mage and what your thought was on it. If you're new to the game or you're starting tomorrow, this is kind of what you can expect. As for what you can expect some magic, bro. No pun intended. It is an amazing class. I will die on the hill that it's the best class in the game. Obviously, you know, we had a PvP tournament the other day. The mages lost the bars and stuff, so I can't say we're the best. But when it comes to the game, we are easily S tier. We're up there. We had the highest AoE in the game, highest single target in my opinion. I know Rangers are getting kind of close on it, but highest single target, highest AoE. We can kite forever. We're the only class. Rangers can do it too, but we're pretty much the only class that can fight high level mobs. I'm fighting 3-starred level 30 mobs by myself and with zero issues, just because they can be slowed. And then there is diminishing returns. And then, you know, so I would chill, which ends up being a freeze, turns into a freeze. And when something's frozen, after you do it a couple times, it'll DR and you got to wait it out. But then you have a blink and you have a shell and all that stuff to wait it out. So you feel safe as shit. You feel, yes, you are glass cannon-y still. But it's really easy to not let people hit you or mobs in the general hit you. PvP is kind of a different story. But even in PvP, it's a pretty good job at keeping people off you. And you feel safe as a class, even though you are a glass cannon. You bring a lot of different debuffs with your burns and, you know, your ball lightning, which you'll learn a lot about here. The ball lightning, putting up volatile, which is a volatile is a debuff in the game that puts up -15 magical mitigation reduction on everybody that it hits. The ball's hitting everybody. You have multiple ways to do this. A lot of classes do. It's even on the weapon trees for every weapon tree for wands and books, right? Volatile. So it's a really good debuff that you can apply everywhere, and it makes you, not just you, everybody, but you or every magic dealer, you do more damage. So it's really nice. There's just a lot of synergy with the kit that I really like. Arcane Circle being amazing. I'm going to go over each talent in a second, but just talking about my highlights. Arcane Circle being good, giving you 30% damage increase, which gives you a bigger shell when you use it on top of that, because this is magic power. Shell is based off your magic power. This is just huge. The snapshot with this and then your prismatic beam right here that I had on the wrong key button, so I had to click it. There we go. That right there, bro, it's like is butter, bro. When you use your beam inside your Arctic Circle, your Arcane Circle is buffed by 30%, but you can also stack thanks to this. You know what? We're going to touch on that when I get to talents, okay? That's the class overview. I don't really want to talk too much more about the overview because you are just doing mage things. You're kind of like so one thing, some people don't like the mage. They are saying that the mage is very much like every other mage in every other game, but I actually don't believe that. Yes, of course, you are using frost bolts and fireballs and lightning strikes and blizzards and everything else, but like, what else did you expect them to do? How do you make a mage wizard? How do you make this magical class different than any other game that's done magical class? I think it'd be really hard to do in terms of the spells. However, Intrepid, in my opinion, that I feel like people didn't notice, did a good job at this. Yes, of course, they have Cone of Cold, and then Shell, which is or Blink, and then a Shell, which is a barrier. But that is, in my opinion, from someone who played WoW, a lot of my followers are from World of Warcraft. They're harping on the mage because of Shell, barrier, Blink, Cone of Cold, because it's stuff that you would have in WoW, but like, those are mage abilities. What did you expect? It's not a Frost Nova, it's a Cone of Cold. What did you expect? I like that they have the same. It's a mage, you know? But I think Intrepid did a very good job with weaving things in, like Shatter. Instead of Shatter being like in World of Warcraft, where you freeze it, you chill, freeze the target, and then you hit him with another frozen spell to crit. You do the same thing, but you hit him with a lightning spell, which I really like. I don't like how it works. We'll get to something I despise about Shatter in a second. But just adding that little bit of a twist to where it's some lightning. I love that. I think that was super cool. On top of that, they have these little towns like Fuse. Your applied burn statuses deal 50% more damage when they're shocked, which means before I want to do my fire damage, which is a burn, I want to put shocked on the target for my lightning spells. So now your rotation is, you're using, instead of think about a World of Warcraft mage. If you played one, you have Frost, Arcane, Fire. Choose one, you're there. Right now, for anybody who plays retail mage, you already know. As a Frost mage, I have like 2 fire spells. I mean, maybe if I take the stupid Dragon's Breath, but actually helpful spells that you're casting fire, none. You're not Dragon's Breath, maybe. Like if you're a fire mage or an arcane mage in World of Warcraft, you're not using any of your other the other spells. If I'm an arcane mage, I'm not using a lot of frost spells besides the typical let me Cone of Cold to slow something down or Frost Nova, but actual big damage spells. So I really like that. Whereas this game did a little bit different. You have frost, no arcane, but well, you have some arcane, but it's frost, mainly frost, lightning, and fire. And in this game, like I just said in that example of Shatter and Fuse, you have Frost. Let me put Frost up so I can chill and then freeze a target. And then I'm going to use Lightning, whatever version of Lightning you want to do, to Shatter. After the Shatter, they're shocked and volatile because of that. They're shocked. Boom. Now I can put my burns up because they're shocked and they're doing 50% more damage. And to go off that, Combust Conflags, that applies the Conflag. Thermal Equilibrium, whenever you freeze a target, it refreshes the Conflag. By the time that you get over here to your burns, you can refreeze a target with Cone of Cold or Hoarfrost and Cone of Cold in that order. And then bam, you get a refresher. There's a lot of nuances in min-max with this that I love that's not in other games. Yes, there's a lot of min-max in World of Warcraft. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that weaving of the different stuff in the spells is not in any other game that I personally have played as a mage, and I love it because of that. And that's where Intrepid did great with the class, fantasy of the mage and making it their own thing. Okay. In terms of difficulty of a mage, it's not that hard to play at all. The rotation is very simple. Even if it's just more like you're paying attention, you got to pay attention to like I said, I just gave you the example of setting up a Shatter. It's very easy, but now it's mental math. I do frost spells, they're frozen. I do lightning spells, they're shattered and shocked. I do fire spells, their burns are doing big. I wand, I do this, I do that, and I switch up to AoE and single target. So it's very easy. I think mage is very, very easy. Even in PvP, mage is very easy, bro. Mage is still a quite easy class. Of course, you have your hands full about other good classes too, but for the most part, it's not that hard to PvP. Group PvP as a mage is butter. It's so much fun, bro. Just going around the wing and taking a flank and going there and jumping on people when they least expect it. Mage on a PvP. I mean, PvP on a mage my bard is a lot of fun too, so it's hard to say I've never had that much fun, but the mage is magical, bro. I keep saying mage is magical. I don't mean to be punny like that, but it is just so good. It is so powerful. You in a group fight, and then you have, can I pull up a footage of this? Yeah, I got a footage of this. 1 second. Let me cook. I gotta show you this just so you can, you know what I mean? Told you I don't make short videos. Let me take 10 years to scroll to the bottom. One of these is, I think it's any of these, right? Look at this. This is what I made. This is TLDR mage in a nutshell. PvP, group PvP, right? We are literally just waiting for people, pulling up. This is a bad example because we didn't do any flanking here because we didn't expect the fight on the left. This was just like, hey, actual pirates is here. Let's go kill them. And then they were just here doing, I don't know, AFK. I don't know what they were doing. They didn't do much here, bro. But look at the damage you can see. I go to the ball lightning, which is great damage. Into my normal stuff, into a beam, into everything that you have. It's just an insane amount of damage you're doing, and people aren't living through it. Let alone, you see the vine field right here, the synergy from a ranger. There's just so much synergetic shit from this game. I love it, bro. Like with all the classes, it's magic. This is a good example of a flank here. I'm going so wide on this. Where am I at? Right here. I'm going so wide. The rest of the raid is way over there on the other side. Just so I can creep up. And this is why I love mage so much. Just so I can creep up. I'm over here with one person. They have no idea I'm here. They're fighting a handful of our people over there. Not our whole raid's here because I've already nuked some of them. And then there's a vine field down from it. And I'm just going behind there. And me and Desert just go ham. And I love mage for this reason. Obviously, other classes can do it too. But nothing does it like a mage, man. Nothing does it like a mage. I'm telling you, bro. It is so good. I wish I had that really. I don't know where that one clip is. I have one clip that I love so much. I'm obsessed with it. Since we're on the topic. Since we're on the toppy. Is this it? Oh yeah, look at this, bro. A little bit backdoor. The enemy has no idea that we're under the ridge. This is just, look at the numbers of the mage, bro. I know everybody's putting numbers down here. I'm just so obsessed with this mage here. I could have scooted a little bit further up with my ball, but that's okay. And then you're just going in there, dude. And you're going ham, dog. Everything's dead, dying. I love it so much. I'm trying to get out of there real quick. Oh, and that exact example, my caps lock is bugged and I keep rolling. And I'm freaking out about it. You can't see my face, but I'm like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Yeah, anyway, I ranted. Anyway, PvP on a mage is very good. I love it. You'll love it. It's just, you know what I mean? There are some things I wish are a little bit better, but it all incorporates to this tree and the talents, and that's why we're going to go into that. In terms of the mage toolkit, I love it for PvP. No new problems at all. All right, so for the rest of the video, I want to go over each of the mage skills, the talents, and talk about them. And then I want to maybe with some how to make it better, how to make it worse. This is buggy, fix this, yada yada. And then I want to end the video with some like new spell stuff. Okay, so like stuff that I think would be new spells or good spells to put in here. I don't know. All right, starting with Firebolt. This is a node where you can choose Fireball or Firebolt, and it has been default Firebolt almost for the entirety of the phase. It is to the point where you are memeing if you use Fireball. Nobody likes using Fireball. Okay, I'm taking it back. People like using Fireball, but it's just bad. There was a time that Fireball was bugged, and whenever due to, I guess I should talk about this first, but due to this ability, this is called Elemental Empowerment. Only mages can get it. You become empowered by the element of your last casted ability. Thus, if I cast a fire spell, my elemental I'm attuned to fire now. Now all my weapon hits, my wands, these right here will do fire damage if I'm fire. Right now it's set to frost in this example, because as you can tell, it looks frost. I can set it by fire by using a fire spell, and now I have fire in my stuff. You see that? And if I wanted to switch to lightning, I would cast a lightning spell, and then I have nothing to shoot to show you what lightning looks like, but you can see how my wand is purple, blue, lightning. Now, if it's set to fire, now whenever it's set to whatever it is, it resets the cooldown when you get a finisher. A finisher is like, I don't know, 5 strikes or something like that, right? So if I was to have this set to lightning, and then I use lightning strike here, I think it'll probably kill him because he's low level, yeah. And then I get a finisher right here, boom, 3. If I was to hit it a couple more times, it would reset the cooldown of lightning strike. So that goes the same thing for fireball and frostbolt. Frostbolt, if I sit there and use frost spells over and over again, I would end up with, it would reset the cooldown of it. Very important to know that, by the way. This isn't a guide, but, you know, I'll link the guide that I did somewhere right here. Now, the thing about the thing about fireball that was bugged is whenever you would have fire, it attunes set the fire, and then you would reset the cooldown of fireball, you would actually reset the cooldown of fireball, but you're not using fireball, right? So you'd get a stack of fireball. So I'd be using fireball, and one time I switched over after not using fireball for like 2 weeks, and I had 137 stacks of fireball. Which you go, what is a fireball? Why is that a big deal? Fireball is a 2.5 second cooldown, right? If I switch to fireball to show you what it looks like, it has a long ass cooldown. Okay. There was no cooldown with each stack. Right, see how I have 12-second cooldown? I could literally sit here and spam fireball. You might not think it's a big deal, but fireball hits very hard. The problem is it's just a long cooldown, and it does about the same damage as 2 fire bolts. But the thing was, you can get alacrity from a bard, and you're spitting these fireballs out at 1 second cast or something like that. It's insane, bro. And then your fireball, the regular fireball, just does the like that. There's just 3 charges of them, right? So whenever you know, so that's the point. So fireball, the only time it got a lot of action was when that was bugged out and people were purposely bugging that. Okay. But I love Firebolt. I think Fireball does great. Fireball buff the damage of it. Right now, I think it's the same, pretty much the same mana cost as using 2 Firebolts for about the same amount of damage. I think you just need to buff the damage of it. I think Fireball needs to do the damage of 3 Firebolts. Right? To make up for it, I have no idea. But also, Fireball being on such a short charge, like, look how short this is, bro. Look, 8 seconds. Like, putting the burn up, it's like you already have it. Like, it's just hard not to use this. And another reason why we like it so much is because of this ability right here, right? This makes your Fireball and your Fireball do 25% more damage, but if you're using Fireball, you get 100% more burning damage. None of that matters. Well, we like the more free damage. But the most important part is both of these fire spells now apply staggered, which is a debuff that reduces disabled evasion by 25% for 6 seconds. That doesn't matter. I don't care about that. This is important because every single person in your party, from a bard to a fighter to a tank, I don't know about everybody, but to all the main classes, they need stagger to trip, which is their stun. They need that. All of them, in my comms, we're pretty sweaty guild, right? So in my comms, we are, hey, stagger. You hear, please stagger. You hear stagger all the time. And my job is to stagger. And with this, I have 3 stacks. I can 3 stagger. I can stagger this guy and this guy and this guy and let the whirlwind go. I mean, let the fighter and the tank and whoever else go crazy. If it's a Firebolt, I cannot do that. I can only stagger 1 person. This is also equally as important because of Chain Lightning up here. Chain Lightning does what you think Chain Lightning does. Nothing too crazy. It chains to people. But if you were to stagger them first, meaning if I was to Firebolt and then Chain Lightning, it'll hit twice. It did not hit twice just now. I don't know why that didn't work, but it hits twice, right? It used to never work back in the day, but now it works almost every time. But right, bug, who knows? So because of that, you are trying to stagger a lot, and you want to be able to control your staggers, which is really, really, really nice. Now, not everybody does this. Like I said, we're a pretty sweaty guild. Our entire party, party of 8, were the first people to hit 25 in the world. Like, we're just stupid sweaty for no reason on alpha. It's just how we like to play the game. But staggers do help. So if you hear people calling it, that's what they mean. Next up is Combust. This is a really cool dot that lets you, it takes up all your burns that you have, and it consumes them and turns them into something called conflagration, which I'll call conflag from now on. And conflag, it converts all the remaining damage on the target into an accelerated dot that lasts 4 seconds. Speeds it up for 4 seconds, but all that converted damage is increased by 30%. This is really nice because you can, I wish I had something that was a little more tanky than these mobs that are dying instantly. But I can do that once, and then I just put a combust up there. These guys will never live for me to show you guys that, but it's as simple as putting 2 or 3 stacks of Firebolt up, and then you're just combusting it, right? Some people put 2 up, some people put 3 up. The reason is because when you do, if you notice I use that, and then I conflag, it took the burn away. It happened too fast. It removes the burn because it's consuming the burn, right? I like to have a burn on people. So just out of curiosity for that chain lightning that didn't work. Can we try it again? Weird. So it's bugged out right now. Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the combust consumes. So half of us like doing all three into a firebolt, all three firebolts into a big burn, or firebolts into a chain burn, or stack up firebolts when you know somebody else is, so it can stack up to 24. It's like a whole min-maxing thing you can do, and then burning it. But I sometimes like, in PvP specifically, I would opt to 2-stack, and then I'll conflag it, and then I'll restack to keep the burn on the target, right? But it also helps a lot too, because we sleep a lot. One of our main abilities is sleep in PvP, and it is, we'll get there in a minute when we get there, but that breaks a lot from firing. So a lot of the times I'll see that there's a burn on the target, and it doesn't matter. I can't sleep him, because if I sleep him, he'll just pop out of the sleep, right? Let's see. Sleep before he dies. I sleep him, he pops out instantly, right? So I can notice that I want to sleep, and then I can quickly combust and then sleep him afterwards. Pretty nice. Next up is Blink. Blink works great too. Okay, Blink is a triple stat here, okay? Blink is what you think Blink is. Now, one of the nodes is Blink breaks all disabling effects on the caster. This does not work. Does not work. Still, after years, it hurts us in PvP so bad. We are the only class in the game without the ability to break out of CCs, and it's because this talent is not working. We should be able to be tripped. Fighter jumps on in, charges in, trips me. I blink out of it. I can't do that. I really hope they fix that. Please, 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 please. This is the biggest complaint ever right now. Okay. Next up is Accelerated Blink. This makes it so after you blink, you can cast a free spell or something like this. You don't have to cast Firebolt. It's cast itself. It's really helpful for PvP. Not much for PvE. But yeah, nothing much to say there. But yeah, this one is broken. I really hope they fix it. Next up is Sleep. I just showed you what Sleep does. It just puts people to sleep. There's no problem with this. It breaks on all damage, which is annoying, but it makes sense that you're sleeping and it breaks all damage. So no complaints about this. It's an AoE sleep too, which I really like. Enchant Weapon is this thing that I can, my elemental empowerment I was talking about. I can pretty much put that on anybody I want. I can set my thing to fire, which it is right now if I wanted to. I can go up to this guy right here, Zimble, whoever. And then I can press Shift R, and he now for 60 minutes is enchanted, where everything that he finishes with the weapon combo will do the burning damage that I have. And that's for everything. If I go switch to lightning, look back at this guy, now he has lightning. Okay, we're gonna give him. I can't give him fire. You're just stuck there with that one. All right. It's really helpful. Your job is to put this on everybody. One person. You can only put one person, but you usually hot stack somebody. So, an example, I was the mage targeted with him, and the reason you do this is because you used to be able to sit in Arcane Circle and buff up. If you notice in my Arcane Circle, I don't have a fire spell I can use, so we'll just use this one for now. If you notice in my Arcane Circle, now where's Circle at? If I use one fire spell, I'm at fire immune. If I use a frost spell, I'm frost immune. And if I use lightning, I am now lightning immune. Or I mean, not immune, but lightning stacked. All three of these are stacked right now. Now, not only can you beam into a prismatic beam, where it's all of them, but now you would press Enchant Weapon, and then that person, well, you can still do it, but it only stays up for a little bit, like 60 seconds or something. Whereas it used to stay up permanently, forever. It's crazy. It was insane. But they nerfed that a while ago, thankfully. And now you can only single stack it for an hour, or you can also, is this a real person? Yeah. You can also, that I can't target. We'll give him this one here, lightning here. Cool. Now he's permanently doing that. You know what I mean? But you also can have, in this example, this guy trips right here. If I wanted him to get all three, you need 3 mages doing each one. I can do fire, you can do frost, he can do lightning. Okay, easy enough. That is what people do, because it is a very big deal. In the example of a big group battle, big world boss, anything that we're doing, I would be I had the most gear on the mages pretty much, so I would be there. Hey, give Crix all 3 buffs, and then I have all 3 buffs, and then we go out there and manhandle some shit. So it's pretty cool. Love this ability. Don't sleep on it. It was really, really helpful to people. I know it's going to be, right now we can respec. I know it'd be a little more cringe when we can't respec and we're stuck with it, but yeah, it is what it is, boys. Let's go here real quick. Next up is Hoarfrost, which is a hilarious name. This does this. Yeah, simple enough. It just puts a big frosting down. This is my favorite, borderline favorite ability in the game. This sets up for shatters more than anything in the world does. This is an AoE ranged, I can do it again in 10 seconds, AoE ranged ability that instantly does not that much damage, but instantly chills everybody there. And this is very beautiful because I'm going to talk about it now. Cone of Cold. I don't know how I went in this weird direction, but whatever, I'll work my way back around. Cone of Cold goes with it. So you need, in order to set up for Shatter, which is funny because that's the next talent here, so we can just go in this weird little triangle here. You need to chill and then freeze the target. And and then hit it with lightning. The way you chill is by attuning you can actually make this really easy by attuning your weapon to frost, which is just by using for Hoarfrost, whatever. And now your stuff is attuned to frost. So now, as you can see with the weapon, so now whenever where is anything to kill right now? Jesus. Huh. And then whenever you want, it'll apply the chilled stacks until it turns into frost. So that's a good way to do it. You can also frostbolt That'll put chill on the target. You can Hoarfrost. That'll put chill on the target. And then the problem is freezing. You need to freeze in order to shatter. Now, only certain things freeze. Like this. Now, I can Hoarfrost. And then... That's not Cone of Cold. Dang it. Just calling my settings. This is on the PTR, by the way, so... It's all bugged out. Not bugged out, but my keybinds and stuff aren't the same. Now... you can set your thing, your wand to frost and frost. You could chill, but the number one way that I do chill, like, well, it's either frostbolt like this. I'm not gonna be able to get it off, and then you would do this until they freeze, and then you would shatter. Or my favorite thing to do in the world is literally run up here to a mob, or frost them all, chill them all, and then lightning. And that's how you kill them. And you would obviously in an AoE situation, that's when you would stagger first. You'd freeze, stagger, chain lightning. You know what I mean? So I really like Hoarfrost. Is one of my favorite abilities. It also helps in PvP when people are running array. It's just a good slow. It's instant cast. They changed it so you can. In the settings, it used to be really annoying to use it, but the range isn't bad on it. I mean, it's just a good ability. I love this ability, man. It goes great with Cone of Cold. Now the problem, like I said, is freezing. The only things that freeze right now, it's Cone of Cold and your weapon and Blizzard. Blizzard is butt cheeks. We'll talk about it later. Your weapon will freeze when it autos. If it's already chilled, if it's not chilled, it'll chill, then freeze, and then Cone of Cold will freeze. I really wish, and I don't know why, Hoarfrost doesn't freeze. It only chills. It doesn't freeze. Even if they're chilled and then you do it again, it doesn't freeze. And I don't know why, but I hope they fix that. It's my only complaint with Hoarfrost, actually. Can I talk about that? Can you make that so that freezes? Unless you didn't want it to. But like a lot of times you're Hoarfrosting into a Cone of Cold. But why not be able to do that backwards? And vice versa. Cone of Cold should be able to chill. I can see that the reason that they did that is because they want you to Hoarfrost. They're getting range in Cone of Cold. But it should be interchangeable. But it's not like a game breaker by any means. This talent that goes with Cone of Cold is Tempestuous Cone of Cold. I don't usually run this much because it hasn't been working. This is really good in PvP, specifically against the melee. This would be, it knocks them back by a good distance. I think it's bugged. Let me see if I walk up and do it to these guys. It might still be bugged. Yeah, see, it didn't knock him back. So I don't know why that has been like that. It's been like that for a while. But hopefully they fix that soon. I don't find it that big of a deal anyway, but it does work good against PvP when it does work against melee. I would say that as of right now, it does interrupt, but only if you can't move while you're casting. And if you've noticed, something I'm doing is moving while I'm casting, right? You guys already know you can move while you're casting this game. So you knocking me back doesn't interrupt my cast, and I don't like that. I wish that this interrupted casts, especially because mages don't have an interrupt. Intrepid. I know we used to supposedly, but it went away. I'm assuming you have something planned. I don't know. But this would be nice if this interrupted or something, because it doesn't do much. If you're in the face of a caster, it's not gonna do much to me but knock me back if it does work. Downhill to Frostbolt. Frostbolt, did I already talk about Frostbolt? I don't know if I talked about Frostbolt. Frostbolt is really, it's hitting me. I love it in PvP, despise it in PvE. I used it up until like level 10, and I don't even use it again until I'm like 22-ish or something like that, 19, 20. The thing I do like about it is that you, no matter which way you're facing, as long as you are press the target here, watch this. As long as you line of sight the target, press it, you can face any direction you want, and that Frostbolt will hit them. I absolutely adore that. That sets up for some, let me get some, that sets up in PvP so for some really, really cool stuff. Like you can sit there and you can sleep, Frostbolt, turn around. Oh, I didn't wait there long enough. If you wait long enough to where it wraps around, and then you can have the ball hit at the same time, the Frostbolt hit at the same time you're doing your firebolt, and it's just so much damage. It's one of the only ways to kill the Cleric in PvP right now, 1v1. Is having to slumber them right away if they don't break out of it. Everybody has a break, but ours is broken. And you're doing a big burst with him and turning around with the Frostbolts. So that is definitely by far one of my favorite things about it. You can go over here. I can walk this way. I can look up there. And it's going to go through every wall in the world and bow, hit him. I love it. Favorite thing about it. I would say you could up the damage a little bit on Frostbolt. It feels really low, but I think it's because it chills and it's because it's a PvP thing. So I'm kind of okay with it. Shattering Shards is, this is just a linked talent to Frostbolt. This makes it so if the target is shocked and you hit it with Frostbolt, it does extra damage or does AoE. Not the big of a deal. They could up the damage on this a lot too. I don't think a lot of mages. I think we take this out of pure. We have enough points to take it. But I'm not Frostbolting much on AoE. Even with the extra, I think it was 150 damage pre-nerf. I want to say. It's just not that much damage. A little bit more. I want to say it was like 200 more. It wasn't much more. It really wasn't much more. Yeah, but that'd be cool if they buffed this or made it to where it hits more than 3 enemies. Maybe add a 4th one. Maybe a 4 would be nice. Kind of put it on par with Chain. Well, Chain's 5, but put it on par a little bit more. If you did 4 and did a little bit, I mean, like 200% ice damage. That's all I'm saying, bro. You do 200% ice damage instead of 150. Maybe add 4. I'd run this shit all the time, I think. Next is Shell. It absorbs damage based on your magical power, right? So the more magical power you have, the bigger it will be. For example, you see this little thing right here? That's how much I have. That's how much it's absorbing. On my main mage, before it was wiped, it would absorb like up to here. On my other mage, which was full legendaries, it would be fully 100%. So it's your get out of jail free card. It's amazing. I don't need to go into much detail about it. I love what they did with it. I think it works great. I wish it didn't last 15 seconds, that you could have it on forever, but I can see why, or I have 45 seconds. I can see why you don't do that. Yeah, but I like it a lot. Yeah, no complaints. So lightning strike is this. You have 2 options. 1 quick charge, or you can hold, oh, I gotta wait till it comes back. So lightning strike is your single target. This one right here is your single target lightning, or chain lightning is your AoE. This is AoE too, but we'll talk about it in a second. Like I just said, you can quick do lightning, or you can hold it down. It'll be more damage. I'm still holding it down. I held it down the whole time until it launched itself. You can see how much damage it did. What did it do? 208. It did 200 damage. How much is Frostbolt? 168. Like I said, Frostbolt's a little bit behind. I think it's because it applies shield, but that wouldn't really make sense. If we look how much Fireball does. 350 crit. Of course it crit. I wanted to see it without critting. Anyway, we'll come back to that. Lightning Strike. I really like Lightning Strike. This is your bread and butter for your shatter combinations. A single target shatter, at least on a world boss or something. You go through your shatter, chill, freeze, and then do a big cock hold down for it so it shatters. This talent, I'd have no problem with Lightning Strike. I really don't have much to talk about it. I like it. This one adds 10 more stacks, so it adds 20 stacks to shock, and as well makes it AoE when you fully charge it all the way. Not much AoE. I wish they would up that a little bit, but then again, why would you, if they up that more? The benefit of this is you have Chain Lightning, which hits 6 targets, right? Or 6 targets. Strikes twice if they're staggered because of Aftershock. Above 6 targets, I do like this for AoE. When we're doing big packs, big giga packs, 10 to 12 packs, I run that the whole time. So sick. But I do like Lightning Bolt. Lightning Strike. Compared to Chain Lightning is it's used for AoE. I like to use it under 7 targets. It says 6 targets, but I still use it like 5, 6, I'm saying it wrong. It's 6 or 7, 8 targets. I'll still use it, and then 9, 10 and above, I would use the Amplified Lightning Strike. I have no problems with Chain Lightning. It didn't work for a long time, but it's working now, so no complaints. Okay, well, first off, I didn't say this in the beginning, but a lot of random talents and skills don't work sometimes, so I hope they fix that. You know what I mean? I just had to put this cut in there in the beginning of the video. I don't know if I mentioned this. I'm midway doing the talents, and I just realized I don't think I mentioned the bugs that Mage had, which was a lot of the stuff. Oh, never mind. Yeah, but once they fixed Chain Lightning and Chain Lightning was working good, it worked out great. I have no problems with it. Sometimes it occasionally still doesn't go off, but hopefully they fix that over time. Let's see. Shatter I already talked about Shatter. I don't need to talk about it much, but I will say one thing about Shatter is that whenever you deal any damage, any lightning damage while they're frozen, it procs that Shatter for 300%. I do not like that. That means my 1 tick of a lightning bolt, my 1 tick of prismatic beam, my 1 tick of anything, or most importantly, I don't think that I should be able to do the same amount of damage like that, right, as if I was to hold this down like this the whole time. Now, that does more damage on the Lightning Strike, yes, but I'm talking my Shatter damage. The Shatter damage is exactly the same at that point. So there's no difference if you get 1 teeny tickle of a lightning damage, it procs for that entire Shatter. And it makes it easier, like definitely easier in PvP for me to be running around and just quickly tap, Light 2, which is my lightning. I'm running around like this, I quickly tap this, and then it shatters and it finishes them off. And I like that. But I think it'd be better. It feels better. It feels more rewarding, I guess, for me to fully charge up a lightning strike or fully charge something up for you to do it. I don't really like that it doesn't do that. It's not a big deal. It's not a game breaker. It just feels kind of weird to me. I feel like you should have to, the longer you hold down lightning strike, the more shatter damage it does. And it can be really easy to do. It's 300% damage. It's 200% damage. If you tap it, it's 100% damage if you tap it. 200% damage if you let it go halfway charge. You see you're picking up what I'm putting down, or 60% through the way, and then fully charge is 300%. Once again, not a big deal, because that matches this. Lightning strike damage is 100% to 300%. So the shatter for lightning strike could be the same way as well. That's my only complaint with that. Let's see what else we got here. What are we missing here? Ball lightning. Did I talk about this? I don't know. Best ability in the game? Borderline every mage's favorite ability. It's broken, bro. I love it. It does this, puts up -15 magical resistance on everybody around them for some more magic damage from your casters, your clerics, your bards, whoever else. And it's just all around a very good spell. It is amazing for what you're seeing in those PvP videos earlier, where you saw that I would immediately ball. Ball lightning is the difference from winning a PvP battle and not winning a PvP battle. It is so insane. I don't have much to say on it there besides make it unlimited, no cooldown. I'm kidding about that. But I love this spell. It's so, mages are going to hate me for saying this. It's so broken. It's so broken that could be a 30-second cooldown. It's so broken, it could be a 30-second cooldown. I'm surprised it's not a 45-second cooldown with Prismatic Beam. It's that good. It's so good, dude. It's that good. I hope they don't fucking flame me for that. Sorry, mages. Next up is Magma Field. This double pairs with Pyromania. Makes it cast faster and also 2 additional times. Why can't I? Oh. I love Magma Field. I like the way it looks. The problem with it is it's just not that good of damage, brother. It's just not that good of damage right now. The only time I use this is in very big AoE, 6, 7, 8 targets. 6, 7, 8 targets. Yeah, probably a little more than that because it is very mana intensive on it. It's so bad. It is so much on our mana, bro. It's like it has to be one of our most expensive spells. If it's not, I don't mind Ball Lightning because that's so good. I see it, but I don't think it should be that much. It's that expensive or buff the damage of it. The burn is the nicest thing from it, obviously. It's just, I don't know. I won't use, like if we're doing Steel Bloomers or the Bears or Carphin, then yeah, I use it because we're pulling 5, 6, 7 mobs, but it feels bad to use. When I use it, my mana runs low. This is the first thing I eliminate from my rotation when I have any mana issues at all. But it looks cool, and I like it, you know. Is that everything on this row? It is. Go up. Now, Fuse, where you talked about, this is just, same with this one. These are just to, you know, pay attention to your debuffs and you'll do more damage. I like them. Nothing to talk about here. This is Aftershock. Makes it so if you stagger, you get 2 chain lightnings. And I'm missing a point. Now, let's talk about Blizzard. Blizzard is butt cheeks. I sincerely hope they buff this any way possible, please. It is so bad. The only time I see like we have a use for this is when we are PvPing and there is a ton. Besides, it looks really cool. Look how much damage. It's barely doing damage again, dude. It's just horrible damage. Besides it looking amazing, horrible damage. I like the twist they did where they made it so Blizzard has to be around you and you can't cast it. I can't do like this and cast it over here like Warfrost. I like that they did that. But right now it's not being used at all, like ever. I mean, I think I used it the other day when it was those massive PvP battles because we had like 15,000 mages in there, and I was able to blink, lightning, ball lightning, prismatic beam, blizzard, and then all the other mages are instantly getting their shatters off because Blizzard does freeze, which is kind of cool if they're chilled. But it's really easy to chill because you can then go into your Blizzard. But Blizzard, like I said, is not the best ability in the game. I hope they buff it. I don't know how you would buff it to make this play viable. I can tell you right now it's ass and nobody wants to use it. I would say lower the cooldown by 15, 20 seconds. Each shard impact deals 50%, maybe that 100% that. Yeah. You know, I mean, it would be too broken for it to apply. No, I don't know, dude. I think that you could move that to 100% for ice damage in a small area around it and reduce the cooldown by 15 seconds or so. Not a big deal. I still don't even think you would use it. The thing is, in AoE, in PvE AoE, you would never use this. I promise you don't use this. The being 1 or 2 mages, like you're not going to use this. You use it for fun, but it's not really that good. I've been watching streams where I see people use it and I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like, why? Now, the fact that it does chill and freeze is good, but that's why I like it in more PvP setting. Especially because like this is what my sheet looks like if I'm PvPing right now. Sometimes this has been broken. I'll use this, and then when everybody's super clumped up or they're in a vine field and I don't feel like blinking in and doing that, I'll put that down, but that's very hit or miss. I'm hoping that this works, so I'll be able to use those. Now, the only thing that's interchangeable here is what I just said. I'm never taking this. Unless something changes, I'm never going to... Nothing I want to drop makes sense of this. If this doesn't work, this is what I've been doing. The very rare times I've used this. So I really hope they buff the damage on it. It's not a complaint of mine because Blizzard's not that big of a deal to me, but it is one of the... What I like about Blizzard is I want people using Blizzard because I'm very proud's not the word. Yeah, you know what? I've been playing mages, warlocks, wizards, casters since I started playing Morrowind when I was like 8 or something, bro. Like I've always picked the magic. Black mages are my favorite in old school Final Fantasy games. Like everything, Donald from Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, if you know, you know. I just love magic, and Blizzard is a very impactful. It's a very mage thing, right? And I love what Intrepid did with it. I love that it just is this. I don't know why I like it so much. It just looks so cool. I just wish the damage was more. And I would love, so many people in my chat have been like, yo, that's Blizzard, that's sick. Like, I want people to use this spell. I want people to want to use the spell. You know what I mean? So that's why I want to buff it. And In a perfect world, there is no imbalance on these. All these talents are beautiful, which they are, to be fair, besides Blizzard. And this one just being more worth it the more mobs you have. But besides Blizzard, okay, outside of any bugs, there's been a lot of bugs with like our AoE not working and shit, but they're working that out. Besides Blizzard, I think Fireball could use some. The biggest things is Fireball should do more damage. I think it should do the damage of 2 or of why can't I Fireball there? How well? I can't Fireball anything. Whatever. I think it should do damage of 3 fireballs. Other than that, I think Blizzard's like the only main thing I would do something with, and that's only because I want people to love this game, and they do love it, and I want people even more. Everybody who loves Mage to love it even more, you know. And that's a big spell. You guys did amazing with the way it looks. Last but not least, the bread and butter. We already talked about the Arcane Circle giving you a juicy. Why can't I use it? Oh, I think I'm crashing. I think the game's crashing. I wonder if it just lets me finish this. Cool. So I can't use my spells anymore, or at least that one. Arcane Circle we already talked about. That gives you Arcane Might, which is just it gains 30% increased attack power. Additionally, you can triple stack. I already talked about this. Okay. But Beam, we talked about Beam as well. This just takes you do a big beam and it does a lot of damage. Doesn't need, you can nerf this. It would still be okay. And you can nerf this to 25%, 20%. It would still be okay too. Don't hate me, mages. You can also nerf ball if you really want to. Don't hate me, mages. Hey, don't hate me. But buff Blizzard. Okay. This does damage based on whatever element you have. Right now, I'm Frost. So if I was to rip this right now, I would be doing 33% chance to try apply Chilled or Burning of Fire, Lightning. You get it. Volatile. Arcane, which is the only way to do Arcane is to get in your circle, which that would make sense. Get in your circle and then click your buff off. Are they not letting me click my buff off anymore? Oh, there you go. No, I can't even do it. That's bugged out. I should bug report that. You're supposed to be able to click this. Right? Oh, I did it. That didn't work either. You're supposed to be able to click this and it turns it off, meaning you have no empowerment, which is the Arcane one. And then if you're in your circle with Arcane, or if you're in the Prismatic Beam with Arcane, you actually get a lot of mana. A lot of mana. It's really cool. Yeah, but I mean, Beam is just Beam. I like it a lot. Whatever, it switches to whatever you are before you cast it. That's the range of it. It does really good damage. People dodge it. You know, they did a good job with that one. Like I said, they can nerf it. Okay, so now it's time for the fun part. I'm going to list off a ton of spells that I think would be really cool for the Mage Toolkit. Obviously, before anybody listens to this, don't flame me. I know these aren't going to be put in the game. This is just a lifelong caster fan throwing out ideas from other video games like WoW and Diablo and Oblivion, Morrowind, and all that I think would be really cool in this game. Maybe some of them are very simple, but some I added a little twist to them that make it a little bit cooler. So I just want to go bang these out and then we're done. The first one is a counterspell or some sort of interrupt. Now, excuse me while I try to rack my brain at why we do not have... Let me fix my chair. Why we do not have counterspell. Someone said it was in the game and it was taken out. I'm assuming it'll be in the game. I'm not going to yell at you anymore. I just hope to God that that's in the game soon. It's an absolute troll that a mage cannot interrupt a spell. A counterspell. That's crazy. It doesn't be called counterspell. I took that from World of Warcraft. It could be called it could be called interrupt. It could be called anything. The thing is, it's hard to not call something another game has, because I just went and looked at spell names for Diablo, PoE, WoW, and this game, and the names for some of them already. So it's like, you know. Next up, I would say a short 3 to 4 second stun. I think that'd be really, really cool. I think we don't have a stun really, and I think outside of we have a freeze, but we use that for a setup more likely. And it kind of sucks to be like running away from people and then having to use my freeze just to get away from them rather than having to shatter it, or, you know, shatter it but not ready for that shatter. I think a stun would be really cool. Maybe off the end of another spell. Like, I have no idea. Maybe you can we could trip somehow. We can trip somehow. Even something as simple as being able to stagger with Fireball, which we can, but then we maybe can, when we Combustus can flag. I don't really know how it would work. It'd be really cool to be able to do that though. I think of a stun, even like a 2 to 3 second stun, just something brief, something quick, something I just feel like it'd be really nice to have. You know, maybe like, okay, a Dragon's Breath blast wave type thing. That if you don't play WoW, Dragon's Breath is a frontal cone that stuns or dazes, stuns, disorients, and then blast wave is everywhere around you for 5 yards. Something for like it's a daze or something. It's a slow. Okay, even a daze that'd be kind of cool, but a stun would be better. The next one is a teleport of some sort. I know, no fast travel, but I'm a mage, and maybe it's my WoW brain coming out where I'm making a portal for myself and my party. So I can see why, maybe not, but maybe maybe a little teleport for just me. Maybe mages have their own personal hearth that takes them back to wherever their hearth is, wherever you set your your home point to. I think this seems fair. I know that people don't want fast travel and stuff, but I'm a mage. I'm a mage. I can blink. I can bunny hop blink. I have shells. I have magic. Why can't I teleport anywhere? You know? It'd be kind of cool. Next one is, this is completely random, but I think shell would be really sick if it was visually matched whatever element you're attuned to. So if I had my elemental attunement set to fire, it'd be a nice orangish, orangish red fire barrier around me. Lightning would be a crackling, blue, whatever, I'm colorblind. Lightning, frost would be frost, right? But even more so, what if when the shell broke from the damage, like it just, not when it ran out of time, the 15 seconds, but when someone's in my face, a fighter's in my face and it broke, it actually applied the debuff, the proper debuff too. Hear me out. Hear me out. Like, for instance, I have a frost shell on me. You break it, and now you're chilled and frozen, or maybe everybody within a couple of yards of me is chilled or frozen, whatever one. I would probably say chilled, because frozen would be cheap, then you could set a quick shatter, so I wouldn't do that, but the chilled. I think it'd be super sick. I love shell as it is, don't get me wrong, but not only would it be look cool, because you'd have a little more customizable one, or not custom, well, technically you could customize it by setting your attunement, but it's more of you paying attention to your attunement as well, which is kind of sick. Let's see what else we got here. I have a whole list here. I'm just breaking it down. Also, to piggyback off that, if that's too much, maybe something when our shell breaks, we get a little bit of mana return or a little heal, or like I said, maybe applies the debuff or whatever. Even if it doesn't match the color of it, maybe it's just a normal shell, but whenever the shell breaks, it applies that debuff to whoever broke it. Something like that feels really good. I like the way, in World of Warcraft, they have that too, where your shell breaks and something happens. Same with Diablo, same with Path of Exile, same with everything, right? I have a shell on me, you break it, something happens. And I know I'm on the fence of I don't want to copy everybody else too, but that, I mean, imagine I do have a shell on me, like any kind of, that something should happen. It blows up, I get a little bit of mana back. Mana's not a big deal, but I get a little bit of mana back, I get a little bit of health, I get, a little bit of crit, something I think would be kind of cool, Next up is a Frost Nova, much like a Wild Frost Nova, where it just, it's like if I was, it's frost, it's freezing everything around me. It freezes them in place around me. Just a quick little 5-yard range. It doesn't need to be called Frost Nova. It doesn't need to be, you guys have been doing a great job at twisting these spells to make them call something unique, and I like that. But Ice Nova, shit, you need something simple, Ice Nova, there's something to be able to freeze everything around me. Yeah, and I didn't even notice that actually kind of goes with the previous one where I said a little short 3 to 4 seconds stun, right? This is a freeze, and I'd kind of rather it not be a freeze, but whatever, it's okay. This would cover up both. You give me a Frost Nova, Icy Nova, icy anything, ice floor, baked floor, I don't know, anything at all, and that covers both of those notes. I get a little bit of a break, I get a little bit of a breather from people on me. I like that. The next one is a Cold Snap. Now, there's 2 kinds of Cold Snaps in the world that I've seen. One's from WoW and one's from PoE and Diablo. The WoW Cold Snap refreshes all of your Frost cooldowns, which I don't think is worth it. I even thought about, no, I don't like it. I even thought like something that, Arcane Snap, it could be anything, right? That magical reset or something. I don't know, that resets all your cooldowns, but that seems a little broken. Also, imagine being able to Lightning Ball, reset cooldown, Lightning Ball. Or even more so, imagine Arcane Circle, Lightning Ball, Beam, reset cooldown, Arcane Circle, Lightning Ball, Beam. Yeah, right, you're trolling. There's no way they let that happen. I mean, maybe it was like, no, because even if you could choose one spell, I'm going to shut up because this is not going to work. But the Cold Snap from PoE, I think it's called Cold Snap. What that does is if someone's frozen, I can snap my fingers or whatever, and then they blow up for an insane amount of damage. This is much like an ability called Deep Freeze, I believe, in World of Warcraft. It is a rare chance it happens. When it does apply, they can press another button. So if something's frozen, you can press another button, and it does Cold Snap, which is a lot of damage. The only problem with that is we're already shattering. So if that kind of defeats the purpose of the shatter, because that's kind of what shatter is. Something's frozen, and I'm hitting with big damage. But it was something the way that they had that I saw in PoE that I really liked. It was just like, maybe it was a PoE thing, I don't know. But I feel like something, no, I guess now that I say it out loud, that is shatter, just minus the cast. Yeah, I don't know, maybe not. Hey, maybe we disregard that one. That one sounded better until I actually played it out, talked about it. Cool, next one, some kind of bomb, like a frost, fire, or a lightning bomb, obviously based on your magical attunement, unless you would have put all 3 spells in the game, or maybe a node that you choose the one you want. But I would say just whatever you're tuned to, because it makes you min-max and kind of select your attunement the right way, right? But I think that would be really cool. Just kind of like a living bomb if you played WoW, or what's it called? Firebrand Flame Barrage, I think it's called. That thing you put on me and I got to run out and get dispelled, or run out before it blows up. Bro, yeah, hello. That is like prime. Now, I know that I don't know the whole Mage Kit because there's some that I haven't seen. So if you are watching this and you work for Intrepid, please don't get mad at me right now. I'm just passionate. I'm not, you might already have all this stuff, right? I know you got a fucking counter spell, right? Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, some kind of living bomb type, flame barrage type thing. Maybe it stuns at the end. That would also be a kind of a good little cover that 3 to 4 second stun I talked about earlier. Give me a frost bomb. I put it on you, and when it blows up, it doesn't stun you, it freezes you. Or it chills you if freezing is too much. Fire bomb. I put it on you, it blows up, deals burning damage. This could be a long cooldown too. You can make this a gig. Oh, by the way, it does that damage to everybody. Lightning bomb. You put lightning on them, it blows up, hits everybody around them like a 10-yard range, 5-yard range, anything. Think group PvP. And then boom, they all have shocked or volatile. Or you can do, you know how the debuffs have the first and the second stage? I call it first and second stage. Chilled is the first stage, and then frost. You got shocked, and then volatile, and then I got burning and conflack. Although I know that's a different, all the way a different debuff, but I think that'd be kind of go hand in hand. I think it'd be really fucking cool. And it also is one of those things that's not in the game yet, but very mage-like. Let me put a. This kind of goes, which we don't have any dots. I mean, we have burns and stuff, but like a good dot, shock kind of too, but just a pure dot. I want a dot. I know that mages aren't typically a dot class. I know that's what summoner is going to be for. I hope, but just one would be perfect. And the one that makes the most sense to me is the dot that you've seen from every mage in every game. It's that living bomb dot. It's me putting a debuff on a target and they're tick, 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 boom, right? You can call it whatever the hell you want. You don't need to call it living bomb, but you could do that with frost and you could do that with lightning. A lot of these spells, you can kind of interchange them. I know it might be too much to do in the game. I don't know how coding works, but imagine I have a living bomb, or what do you want to call fire bomb, whatever you want to call it. But my 2 minutes lightning, it's a lightning bomb. Oh, now it's frost. It's a frost bomb. 5-yard range. Blow. Everything be chilled. It'd be so sick, man. It'd be so sick. Okay, the next one is frost shards. This is this would be, I'm imagining, out of your fingertips. Okay. I got this idea from Piablo. PoE. It was one of the first spells you get. Shoots the staff. Like one projectile comes out, but there's a scatter shot thing you can get where like 5 come out. I don't want the one. I think that'd be sick as a frost. You're shooting out. And once again, this doesn't need to be frost shards. This could be any element shards. Whatever you're attuned to. Fire shards come out. Little fucking things of fire come out. Like 5 of them. Bow. Lightning can obviously do the lightning bolt thing. And then frost would be little frost shards that come out. I would imagine this would be just another projectile, kind of like frostbolt, lightning strike, and fireball. Maybe a little bit less damage. Maybe an instant cast. Maybe a short, 1 second cast. We don't have a lot of short casts. We're kind of long casting or not. We're kind of long casting or not casting, right? I guess the lightning strike has that one press button. But yeah, I think that'd be really, really, really cool. Next. Let's see, next one we have a ice wall or firewall. This is explanatory. You know the tank wall they have? Give me one. I want an ice one or a fire one. However, when you touch it, it freezes you or it burns you if it's fire. I think it'd be sick. Lightning wall? Maybe. I don't think it should be a wall like the tank wall where I run into it and I can't get past it. I think you should be able to move through it. It's a firewall, lightning wall, ice wall, whatever you want. I mean, if you want to keep it real simple, firewall or a frost wall. But if I'm talking about switching attunements and doing it, frost wall, boom, you can walk past it. But if you do, you get frozen. You know, firewall, you can walk past it. But if you do, you're burned 24 stacks. Like make it a big punishment. Like, oh shit, there's a fire, like real life. There's a firewall behind me. I'm not about to run through this and get 3rd degree, but I don't want to die. So you know what I mean? Something like that would be so sick. I love it. Next up, we have something very hard hitting, but has an extremely long cast time. Okay. Think if you played World of Warcraft, a pyroblast. Now, don't call it that. Call it a comet overcharged for lightning. It could be a comet for frost. It could be I don't know, call it pyroblast, call it, I don't know what you can call it, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like Mage doesn't really have that long, big, huge. I'm talking if Frostbolt's a second and a half, Fireballs is 2.5 seconds, and Lightning Strike is 2.5 seconds fully charged, right? I'm talking a 5-6 second cast. Like I am in the middle. Like bro, you do not see it coming. Like that would be so sick. And maybe I don't know how you're gonna do it. I don't know what the frost one would be. It could be a big comet storm is what they call it in WoW, but that's a different ability anyway. That's a bunch of them. But something, I don't know, it could be anything like that. I think that'd be sick. I think mages always should have that one long ass. It could just be as simple as pyroblast if you want to keep it one spell, or one magical thing, but you know, just one huge cast, bro. 5, 6, 7, 8 second cast that it's gonna be really, really hard to get off. But if you do get that off, bro, sleep. You're dead. But you also got to be careful because I don't want it to be a one shot, and I also don't want it to be in the example of I can just sleep you for 10 seconds and then get the cast off, unless that cast time was 10 seconds, or like you could ideally have that cast time be like 8 seconds, 9 seconds, and then that wouldn't cross over into. I don't want to be able to sleep somebody and then kill them. Like I want them to be able to fight back. But I think that it would be really cool to have maybe a setup for it where something unlocks that big cast. Maybe if you get a certain amount of crits, You know, let's say I crit my firebolt 3 times in a row. Oh, you just unlocked. It could be 5 times. It could be 10 times. It could be anything. You just unlocked the mega cast, and now you can get a free power. Not free, but a power cast that it takes forever. You know, I think that'd be pretty cool. Pretty cool. What else I got on my list? An ice block. Hello? An immune? I'm immune. You can't hurt me. An ice block. I know we have shell, but that gets eaten through so fast. An ice block. It doesn't need an ice block because I copied that from WoW. Some sort of magic cocoon. It could be anything. It could be a conduit from lightning. It could be a fire barrier. It could be anything that if you want to have your own splash to it, but I am hard immune. But make it so you can't move. Maybe you're in a, you know how in World of Warcraft, you're in a block of ice. You cannot move. You cannot be hurt. Maybe it's like a big ass cage of fire. I don't know. Why are you not burning them? I don't know. You know what I mean? Something, it could be anything. You use your head, but something that makes you immune to all damage, you know, 5, 6, 7 seconds, but I can't move either. You have to make it so we can't move it. You should never be able to be immune and just running forever. It has to be, I press this button, I can't move no more. I'm stuck in this cocoon, magic cocoon for 6, 7, 8 seconds, whatever it is. And the reason of that is because maybe I get away from this, maybe I don't. Maybe I'm in here waiting for my blink to get off cooldown. You never know. But all I know is I'm in a cocoon and there's 5 people around me and they're about to fuck me up, right? I think that'd be super sick. Oh my God, I would love that. It just goes with the thing. I know Ice Block is really corny because it's World of Warcraft, but like I said, it doesn't need to be Ice Block. You can use, I'm just giving you the idea of Ice Block, and then it can be anything. A magic cocoon sounds sick to me. I mean, maybe not. Maybe like a fire cage. Magic cage? Magic cage? You're just in a cage or nobody can hurt you and you can't hurt nobody for 8 seconds? Oof, tough. Tough, tough, tough. All right, next one, we're going to go with a something. Nope, I already did that one. I feel bad for people watching this because this is not edited. You got to really like Mage or me to watch this whole video. It's crazy. A meteor. Something like a meteor for fire or a comet for frost, or like, you know, just something that drops a meteor down to be sick. Comet, maybe multiple meteors, Armageddon type shit, or asteroids. No, not asteroids. That's weird. Maybe. Where's my mouse? Maybe when you use magma field, it shoots down a meteor. Boom! Meteor hits, blows up, does slight damage, and then it puts the magma field down. Okay, next one is a magical orb. Much like a frost orb or something like ball lightning, but can be whatever element you're attuned to or applies the proper buff. Just like ball lightning does, but maybe have it fire and the option of fire and frost. This could be very, very helpful. Right now I have ball lightning and I love ball lightning. It does insanely good lightning damage, applies volatile. But what if I had a frost ball? Same exact thing, same damage, same range, same cast time, frost and fire, but they did their buffs. They put up burns. Then they put up freezing on the frost ones. The freezing frost I think would be sick because lightning is not chilling. I mean, lightning is not shocking. It's volating, whatever. It's applying the max debuff. So that'd be cool. But if not, even if it should be sick, I just think it'd be cool to, you know, I'm going to go set my thing to frost and I'm going to go out there and just use a frost, a ball frost, ball cold. I don't know. You guys are smarter than me. I'm just saying, I think it'd be really cool. All right, next up would be some sort of refund when you crit. Like every time you crit, you get a little bit of mana back, or maybe a super small 1% or 0.5% spell power gain or something. And it could be a really fun little mini game of praying for crits to get more stacks of that 1% and maybe make it cap. Like you can stack, but it caps at like 3% or something like that, 3 or 4. So it's like not that big of a deal, but like gives you a little bit something looking forward to. Or maybe for every crit you get, it stacks towards your character, right? Hear me out. I'm cooking. Or stacks towards your prismatic beam. That maybe it makes the beam do more damage if you use it at a certain time with a certain stacks. Or, let me cook. Maybe every crit makes your next main spell do more damage or have a higher chance to crit, i.e. your lightning strike, frostbolt, firebolt hits. When it crits, it gives it a very small chance to crit more. And it caps and then resets after it caps or something. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just shooting out my ass this time, boys. You know what I mean? Another one is something that maybe gives us the rare occasion of an instant cast, like a proc that gives us an instant cast. Literally, actually, just like the blink instant cast ability. What's it called? Unyielding blink. What is it called? Accelerated blink. Sorry. Just like that, right? Okay. But maybe if you ever crit a couple times in a row, you get an instant cast frostbolt or a fireball, depending on what you casted. I'm just saying, bro. Maybe 2, 3 crits. You know, think hot streak from World of Warcraft, but other stuff and maybe more. I like it. Another one would be something to spread burns. I think this would be super sick. Like if I have a burn on you and I don't know, spread it with my weapon finisher or something, or my beam, or triggered when I combust a target, whatever. I don't know how to spread it yet, but whatever burn I have is of course compacted into the conflag. So maybe it spreads to the other enemy. So like I can flag or I can bust my burns on skull target. It consumes those burns, spreads them to everybody else besides the main target, and it comes to conflag. I don't know, something a way to spread, not just, I guess, yeah, spread burns would be sick. Like an ignite. I'm thinking, I got the idea from World of Warcraft. It's called Ignite. If you want to look that up, it's just, you can spread ignites really around. It's pretty cool. For lightning, something like shooting sparks out of the ground, much like the PoE one where it looks like the sparks, but not just like that. But maybe these sparks only seek out and damage targets that have volatile or have shocked, one of those, right? Right? Yo, I'm cooking. Like the next one can piggyback off of that, the spark one, and for each school, and do it for each school magic, like icy touch, right? Or frozen touch, whatever you want to call it, deals damage to anyone who is chilled only, but it cannot freeze. Or it just needs to do the damage, or it only does damage to frozen targets. Although that's, I don't really like that because that's a really short window. But something where it's like spark, something I'm doing, I'm just, finger tipping it. I don't know how to do it. Something I'm doing something, but it's only hurting people with who are chilled if I use it in frost, or if I do it my spark one, or fiery touch of the pyro, or something like that, right? If I use fiery touch, it does some damage to anybody with my burns, which would piggyback off of spreading burns to everybody, and then only your burns too, and then fiery touch. I made that up by myself. Yeah, well, that's it, boys. I think I rambled on quite. This is another long video. I swear I don't know how to make short videos. One day I will. But I hope this helped anybody out there. Maybe you're thinking about playing Mage, or you work with a company, or you want to figure out some stuff. I just shot the shit about what I think about a Mage, bro. I'm pushing. I'm about to be 1,000 hours deep in this Mage by the time this phase comes out tomorrow. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. You can catch me streaming it nonstop at twitch.tv/Crix5s. And I'm with the Guild Envious. I was, gaming last time. We're going to game this time. I do know all those spells I suggested aren't going to be in the game. I already said that. I just want to give my 2 cents of what I think would be cool for mages. So until the next one, my friends, I'm going to do one of these for the bard next too right now. So until the next time, my brothers, you stay safe out there. Be easy. Be safe. I'll see you tomorrow. If I do see you tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, then I hope you guys enjoy Alpha 2. If you're not playing Alpha 2, well, then just stop by and say hi. And learn everything you need to know. If you are a master mage out there, let me know in your comments below what you think could be added. Also, give me a review. What you think, bro? What you guys think about what I said about the towns? Do we need to buff Blizzard? Do we need to nerf some shit? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Let me know. Catch you on the next one. Peace.